Good morning and welcome back to Old School Studios. Today we are going to get a second coat of oil base paint on these cabinet fronts, these two drawers, and we might get into some color and finish cutting in the lower half of this room all the way around the trim molding, and we are going to get started with that now. Alright, so I came through here. These all got a second coat. I'm working on the second coat on the upper framing and the lower framing. That's second coated. I'm going to go find some flat white paint and paint the inside of this closet. And while that dries, I could be working on something else. So I am going to go locate some, actually I have some ceiling white paint right here. Probably just enough to do that closet. Goes on pink, dries white. Go finish up that gallon. Alright, be back. Alright, so I got a coat of paint on this closet. And that's cut in and pretty fresh and crisp. It's crisp. These right here are the taco valves, and they control the boiler in the unit above it. So this one is for the unit above me. The one for this unit is right here down below me in another person's unit. And if you can see on here, I don't know if you can see this. Let's see, it says off on auto or off auto on. And that means this thing is ripping at full bore. We need to get downstairs and shut that to automatic so it works on the thermostat in here. Alright, that's drying. I got a little bit more cutting in to do here when this like cures up a skosh. I'm going to finish painting the lower half of the oil base second coat on these cabinets, the framing, and then I'm going to go get a little bit of this color and finish cutting in around the baseboards. And because all my trim molding has been painted, I could now go and finish painting all around all my door jambs, around the windows, around that white wall in the corners. And let's do it. Alright, I made a couple drywall patches around that air conditioning unit, over here around the air conditioning unit. A couple of my doors needed some work, so I got some patchwork on this door. This is actually the bottom of a closet that was delaminating in the other bottom. So I got those coated. I came through here and put the first coat on the outside of this door. So tomorrow this could be final coated. Still waiting on tub surrounds. It was supposed to be here yesterday. It was not. Still waiting on the kitchen sink. It's not here. So I'm just going to continue painting and get all of my painting done so I could rip this sink out. I got these cover plates soaking. These were for the exhaust fan in the kitchen and in the bathroom. They were scuzzy. I got to do something with these because they weren't running up to snuff. So we want to get them ripping. Maybe like the little squirrel cage in there needs soaked in lacquer thinner, some kind of parts cleaner to get it cleaned up. This has all been painted. It might need another coat. See a couple light spots. My closet in here is all put back together. fin. This is the access panel that goes over the taco. I gotta put that back up. Alright, let me get busy with something else here. Alright, so I came into the kitchen and I cut in around here. There's going to be more touch-up once I remove the countertop. But the bulk of it is cut in around the breaker box, cut in around the 220 line, cut in. Dude came and took my color for this, so I'll do that tomorrow. I guess I could put this stuff back in the closet where it was, and trim in around the bottom, trim in around the doors. I'm pretty much done in here other than the kitchen sink and the bathroom. I've been putting off going to Lowe's. I need to get floor leveler for this floor. I need to scrape all this disgusting caulking off here. I'm just putting it off until I go full bore and finish the bathroom. But tomorrow might be the day where I actually get in here and start the scrubbing. The 220 air conditioner took a minute to start up, but it runs like a champion. It's chill in this room. It's hot back there, but the boiler's still on. We won't turn the boiler off till like probably mid-April, just in case we get another snowstorm. People here will be crying and whining.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Cleveland area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellandCordell.com.
We need handles for these. I have all the hinges that have to go back on, and those all need cleaned up. I could probably put those back on tomorrow. One less thing. This oven needs hauled out to the curb. It's not going back in. The kitchen, the refrigerator needs cleaned. The whole side of it's sticky where it was up against the oven. So yeah, we got stuff to do here. Probably just continue this episode into Wednesday. Make it a two-parter.
And I think because of them, they feel Joe's just going to bend over for everything they tell him, and he's not going to do anything of real consequence.
We're losing you, Greg. We're losing the connection. Who knows to China with his father airports to anybody.
Alright, so my sink has arrived. This box has been opened, which is not a good sign. That means my clips are probably missing again. And he bought it. Oh, I hear him. Alright, so I didn't start on this kitchen counter because I didn't have a sink. So the kitchen counter needs to be cut down to size to fit within the allotted space from wall to wall. So first thing I got to do is cut the countertop down to its final size, and then this particular sink does not come with a template, so I have to calculate and cut the sink hole so it's centered with this center cabinet here. So that's what we're going to do. I need to go round up different tools that I have in here. I need a sawzall, my circular saw, I need my level, I need a roll of tape to make so I can make marks. I don't think I even have a pencil in here. I've been doing a lot of painting and crap. So now like some real work has to get done. Alright, let me get out to the truck, dig out what I need, and we'll get busy with this now. So what I do is I put tape at the point where I want to cut it, and I mark on the tape because I can't see if I put pencil on the Formica. So I mark it on tape, and then I will rip this with my circular saw until I bump my fence right here, and then I fire up my sawzall and melt straight down and make the final connection. It doesn't have to be perfect and exact because it gets these side splashes that are 3/4 of an inch thick, and it'll cover up any boogers or chipping. But that's part of the reason the tape is on there, so it doesn't chip out. Alright, let me get this cut and I'll be right back at you, and we'll lay out where the sink goes. Alright, so now this one I will cut downward. Hold on, let me set up for that. So now I'll take the sawzall and finish up this little tiny cut here. And just like that. Alright, so my length is cut. You can peel off this tape now. And the next thing I'm going to do is find the center point of this and mark my center point and then work off of the center point. So let me get started and I'll be right back at you. Okay, so now that I got my center line, what I want to do is calculate the dimension on the sink from the outside of the clip to the outside of the clip. And there's one running both directions. There's this one and this one. So I need to get the outside dimension of this and the outside dimension of this and transfer it onto the Formica. So it's kind of hard to get this dimension. But if I hold it here, I'm at 21 3/8 of an inch. So on the bottom of the sink, 21 3/8. And from this direction to this direction, from the outside to the outside, I have 24 3/8. Twenty-four 3/8. Alright, so now that I have my dimensions, I want to cut those dimensions in half and measure off a center line. So let me get going with that and I'll be right back. Alright, so I got totally sidetracked and I put the second coat of paint on the outside of this door and all the jamming, so that needed done. and it's oil based. It's a 24-hour cure. So I'm just going to kind of rest the door closed here and continue on with this before I was so rudely interrupted. Okay, so with my sink completely laid out where I want it, I don't want my cuts to have square edges. I want them to have round edges. So if you can see, if I drill the hole right here, I'm knocking off that whole corner and I'm leaving it on the countertop. I want to do that on all four corners, and then I could connect the dots. This back one I have to cut with the Sawzall, and about up to here I have to cut with the Sawzall, but I'll cut all this with the, I'll cut this front one with the circular saw, and I'll cut up, and that's, but I'll do the Sawzall first because it causes the most vibration. So I'll try to set up the camera and film that. Sawzall. I'm gonna cut this back line, and I'm gonna readjust here. Alright, so with that cut, I could go ahead now with my circular saw, and I'll cut the side, the left side, the right side, across the front, and finish off my little cuts with the Sawzall. So, without further ado, Alright, so I'm going to cut these little tabs with the Sawzall and finish up these cuts. I want to position my sawhorses so I don't have anything like fall and collapse on me here. So my sawhorses are partially on the piece that's, oh, I'm hooked, I'm hemmed. Are you fucking kidding? Alright, so want these. Alright, now, hooked at the boots. So yeah, straight across now, the face with my circular saw here, and that piece will be free. Capiche? Okay, right across the front. Plunge it in. I could go ahead and pull all this tape off and trial fit my sink, and usually I have success. Sometimes I have to like belt sand just a little skosh, but that seemed like it came out pretty good. Just pull all your tape off here. You don't need this anymore. Alright, so cleaned up, tape's off. Let's see if this baby fits. Like a glove. Okay, so what I do now is I flip it over and it gives you this little bag of clips. And I clip it while it's upside down so I can get them in really connected good. And let me show you the clips here. So what the story is with these things, it's got a little slot on there for your screwdriver, and these screw in like that, reverse thread, reverse, and I put them all together so I don't lose pieces, parts while I'm moving stuff around. Alright, there's enough of these for 3 on each side. So we're going to put one in the middle, one at the end, one at the end, and you proceed all the way around doing the same thing. Of course you gotta fall apart. See, these just screw in here. Counterclockwise. And when you crank them in this way now, you're going clockwise. Righty-tighty. Righty-tighty. Alright, I'm gonna find a screwdriver. Okay. So, the screwdriver fits in that little slot in the end of the screw most of the time. There we go. And you crank it down, not super duper duper tight because these clips are just like cheap pot metal, You don't want to destroy nothing. But you don't want your sink to be loose. You want it to be seated nicely. Alright, so this is the water side. And we're going to go all the way around and do the same thing. And I'll be back at you in a flash. It is about 85 degrees in Cleveland. It's the hottest it's been all year. Not complaining because it could be snowing tomorrow, but it is toasty and my blood is not prepared for it. You know, like a grizzly bear, gotta like prepare for the freezing cold, and all of a sudden bear, polar bear. The weather's terrible here. We get like 3 months a year of decent weather. Where are you guys from? You know, I'll get somebody to leave a comment. Where are you guys from? What do you do for a living? Alright, so this was my last one. 12 clips installed adequately. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do while this thing is upside down is put in a Delta Foundations faucet. And that's a bad sign that this box has been open. Let's see what parts we're missing. Oh, nothing's missing. The little clips that holds it down, and Delta 9er, 5er, 9er. Alright, this goes up and through, and put your screws on. Oh. And when I flip it around, I can make adjustments to this thing where it's seated, and then give it a tightening. So I don't really want to crank them tight, because I can reach under and crank them tight, but I have them where I want. And typically I like to put my water lines on at this point before the sink is installed, just because you have to have a wrench on this little nut right here, or you'll spin this copper. So you have to hold a wrench and crank your water lines on. It's just easier to do right here. Unfortunately, I don't have any with me that I know of. I'm going to go look out in the truck. But for right now, see, this is plastic's all jacked up. Alright, that's part of the reason you don't super tighten this, because like you want to look at it from this direction and make sure everything is nice and square and snug, and then you could crank it down. So it's actually tight right now. These things come with the extra hole for a spray spout, and this faucet does not come with one, so we put blank plugs in there, chrome stainless steel plugs. Alright, so what I do is set up myself a nice clean flat area right here, and I could take the individual cabinets and lay them on these towels so they don't get scratched. And for the upper cabinets, I try to find the cleanest of the 16 hinges and put them on the upper cabinets so they're, what's right in your face is relatively clean, since they are not new. We tried to put silver hinges, but I can't find this right offset like at Lowe's or Home Depot. You have to order them, and there's just too many units. These are odd sized cabinets. As a matter of fact, the screws that come with my cabinet pulls are always too long or too short. They, I don't know, maybe these are from the metric system or something. I don't know. Can't seem to match them up with silver ones, so we keep these. No harm, no foul. Nobody cares except us. Alright, so I'm going to put this cabinet up. Right here. And just like that, voila. Alright, so I'll do that with these two uppers and these four lowers. And just get a jump on the game, get these things out of my way in the living room. This carpet needs to be pulled and all this stuff needs to go. So we'll be back at you in a flash. Alright, so all my cabinets are in. A couple need adjustment. Like a couple of my closers don't want to stay closed. This one don't want to stay closed. But they have closers on them. I'll adjust all those. I'm gonna recycle these because they don't look that old. And, I'm gonna give them a cleaning and put those back on. They're silver. They don't look bad. They're just a little bit dirty. So I'll clean those up and we'll be back and they'll be on. This lady right here, she dumps her poop in our dumpster. She's the poop dumper. Oh, we're gonna catch you dumping poop. Don't you worry, lady. Here she comes. It don't look like she has a bag of poop today. Oh, she can't help herself. She can't help herself. Alright, so all my handles are on. I have this fixed. Keep popping open. The handles are on. My kitchen's kind of back together. Tomorrow I'll bring water lines. I gotta cut the copper lines that go up to this faucet and get this countertop out of here and install this countertop. So that should do it for today. Thank you for watching Old School Studios. Please hit like and subscribe. Have a good day.